Hello and welcome to the Monday Eve Society. My name is Terry, and first of all, I just want to say happy Monday. I'm so glad that you're here. I want to today, I kind of want to reset together and like reset for the week. And I like to use, if you see me looking over here, it's because I do have a document that I like to follow. If anybody is interested in this document and this weekly reset, I like to call it a capacity compass because it just kind of lets you audit how your week was last week and where your capacity is going into the week ahead for other people, clients, family, things like that. So first thing I like to do is start off with the reset, which is kind of thinking back on the previous week. So, in one word, how would you describe the week that just passed? So, I would describe it in one word. I would say it's productive. I was able to get in the hours that I had set up for myself last week that I have dedicated towards my clients. So I was able to get those hours in. And I also have on my goals to be more active and to eat better. And so I was able to achieve those things as far as like my family, my daughter, she just finished her exam. So I was able to, help her kind of finish that off. And, because she has Easter break coming up here. So, kind of like setting her up for Easter break, things are kind of like slowing down a little bit. So yeah, I would say that it was a productive week last week. Weekly high. So, what moments made me feel excited? I would say again, like I said, I set out the goal to be more active. So I started running, or no, let me back that up. I started walking, and so for the first few days, we were kind of like speed walking around the neighborhood that my daughter once we dropped her off at school. And so I started, like we were speed walking. And then by midweek, I was actually like starting to jog. And then I was actually starting to like run around the neighborhood. So I was like really excited about that because I have not ran since, I was in school when I was younger, which I was never on a team or anything like that. I just, just just in general in sports, I haven't ran since then. So I was really proud of myself for that. The energy check. So, what task or interaction drained my battery last week? I would say being a part of a meeting that I really didn't need to be a part of. I would say halfway through. So, we always kind of like check in, stuff like that. But I would say that specifically like the times that we did meet was, first thing on a Monday, and because I didn't really need to be a part of like the whole conversation, I should have ducked it a little bit earlier, and so I feel like that really definitely drained my like creative battery, just as well as like motivation. And so the root cause analysis from that would be, so like what made me feel that way? Like, why did I feel like it was a drain of my battery? I would say probably because of lack of boundaries. Like, I should have spoke up. I should have assessed the situation a little bit better and, did my thing and, went and did some more productive stuff. But, that was last week. We live and learn. So we're going to do like an 80-20 reflection. So like what worked? What is one system that actually saved me time last week? And I would 100% say creating a menu. So the menu that I created yesterday, the goal was to be low carbs and high in fiber and protein. And I created a menu based on that, went and got all the ingredients and, made the suppers, and they were absolutely delicious. And so I would say that 100% saved me so much time, and it really helped me stay on track. What is one thing that did not work? So one thing that I'm breaking up with, and that is again being a part of meetings that I really don't need to be a part of. So my starting battery level for this week. So this here going forwards for this week, I would say that I'm a good solid 9. And the score is basically how much time do you have to dedicate to other people. Or like, how much of me is available for other people? And I would say a good solid 9. I'm on a good routine of like first thing in the morning, making sure that I'm eating a good, healthy breakfast that is actually sustaining me. Whereas before I would kind of start with a coffee and maybe just, some bread or something like that. So right now I'm having, eggs and avocado, and or I've been doing my overnight oats and just having a snack. So like right now I have my snacks together. So yeah, I would say a good 9 because I have been pouring into myself. So I have about 9% of my battery to give to other people. And this is out of 10. So this is 1 out of 10. So my morning schedule. So which mornings am I reclaiming just for myself to have a slow morning, slow, quiet morning? I do typically have slow mornings, but I do know that I have some meetings first thing in the morning on Wednesday. And so yeah, I would probably say like Wednesday. So I'd say probably tomorrow, Tuesday, and Thursday for sure I can have a slow, quiet morning. So I'm going to actually put that on my calendar. I'm going to block off the first couple of hours, and I know that there's nothing really too pressing that I have to, work on, that I have to get up to my office. So, yes, I would say Tuesday and Thursday. The strategic boundary. So, what is a hard no? One thing that I am going to say no to this week to protect my peace, and that is probably putting any more meetings on my schedule, on my calendar. The next one is a non-negotiable block. So one block of time that is just dedicated towards for myself and for my family that work cannot touch. And I'm going to say past 3 p.m. So anything past 3 p.m., I go get my daughter around that time and I help her with her homework and start getting dinner ready. So I'm going to say anytime past 3 p.m. Now I do also have on here, so like you could do top 5, top, 2, 3 tasks, and you can actually um, you know, put them whether it like drains you, whether it makes you feel neutral or actually gives you life. So I'm going to say I have about 2 tasks. So one would probably be, being a part of meetings or doing specific work like admin work that could just be automated. So just, work related, it would probably be, working on activities that are just not as productive. And then another one that gives me life is actually I really want to kind of spend some time and focus on my website. So that does give me life. I absolutely love being of service. And this is actually going to go into the next one. But yeah, focusing on the website this week as well as the channel. So getting this video up and just kind of, putting out some things on my Instagram. So those things really do light me up and give me life. And then the growth habit. So something that is going to make me 1% better. So for sure, I am going to continue with being active at first thing in the morning, or at least anytime. First thing in the morning is better for me, but I'm definitely going to maintain, being more active every day, as well as eating good and working on the community, working on my website, updating my services, and just, maybe getting out some free resources. So those are things that really I do feel that if I work towards, that is going to, help me improve every day. We're able to kind of like identify the areas that you could just improve, or going into a week a little bit more realistic and, really seeing where your capacity is and setting your week up based on that. So I really hope that this helps. And if you are interested in this, I can print it off as like a PDF. And if this is something that interests you, keep watching because I'm going to continue to and do like the resets, and then also I also do want to get in the groove of on Sunday kind of like organizing and setting up my week as well. So stick around, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here.